have to have $125 in personal qualified volume. That'll show in your system as PQV. If you do not have a green check mark as being active, if you do not have $125 in your personal volume, you will not get paid. I strongly encourage everyone, I've changed my auto ship to be the 5th because I want to be active at the beginning of the month and get that off my list. Go ahead and make sure you're active at the beginning of the month. And then if you have ViNet Pro, you can pull a report. You can also see who's not active on your team. Make sure you look at that information because if you're not active, you don't get paid. So if you don't have $125 in your from your personal, buying your personal kit, you can have $200 in auto ship volume of your personal customers, not your team, your personal customers. So it's either $125 for your personal orders or $200 in PQB to get paid.
$125 on auto ship.
$125 on auto ship, I'm sorry, or $200 of personal orders. Meaning if I order and she orders something, that's my personal customer, and that's how you get to the 200. That makes sense? Just make sure you got that green check mark at the end of the month, and make sure you just go ahead and 125. And this is just kind of outlining the average promoter as far as on their personal volume is making about $300 a month on that. Okay, 3 for free. So when you get started, I know a lot of people think it's just something we say on how important it is to get your 3 for free. When a person comes in, number one, how we always say, we want to make sure you get your kit for free. It tastes better when it's free. Like, you really want to make sure you help your new promoter come in and get that 3 for free in the beginning. It's for several reasons. So, number one, you want to make sure when you pick your kit, you want to get 3 people to get the kit equal to you or higher. Whatever your 3 customers are has to be 3 times your kit. So, if you get a $99 kit, you got to have $300 in customers' orders, basically, for easy math. So make sure to make sure your kit is free, you got to have at least 3 customers that are on the same kit or higher than you. Another piece for the 3 for free, which I may go into later, I might kind of be skipping myself here, so let me not. So just make sure you get your 3 for free. That's one of your first goals when you bring somebody in the business. The number one, you want to get that family and friends to do it with them. And so that's kind of how when you're scheduling that first party, make that your main goal to get that taken care of, and you'll see more why as I click through this. So when you come into the business, you come in as an active promoter. That's when you got that green check mark, 125 in PQV. So we want to get you to director is the first position. In order to get to director, you have to have 3 active lines. 3 active lines means 3 personal people you have enrolled. So if I come in, I enroll April, Sid, Celeste, those are 3 active legs. Throughout the marketing plan, you have to keep 3 active legs. So when I mentioned look at your reports, you're going to make sure those 3 people are active at all times so you can qualify to get paid. Also, to hit the first position, you have to have $2,000 in GQV. That's group qualified volume. So that's your personal orders and everybody on your team. It needs to add up to $2,000 when you hit the first position of Rising Star Director if you do it in your first 30 days or Director. That makes sense? So, Rising Star Director. So it's very important for everybody to focus on hitting that position in your first 30 days to get what we call Rising Star Director. The reason you want to do that, if you qualify in your first 30 days, you qualify for an additional income to be paid to you, where the company pays 1% of the company's revenue for that month. It goes out to everybody that's a Rising Star Director. So if you do not do it in your first 30 days, you miss out on that pool of money that's paid out every month. So when you come in, personally, and what I try to strive with my team is, if you come in today, before you leave today, you need to schedule your first challenge party. Our goal is to take you to Director in your first week. So we started at the beginning of the month, and if something happens and you fall short, you got 3 more weeks to hit that. But if you wait to plan your party for 3 weeks from now, you're already going to be behind the 8 ball because you're almost at the end of the month. So it's better to have a party with 3 people, and 3 people, than wait until the last week of the month and you got 3 people. You see what I mean? So it's important for us to get everyone to Rising Star Director in their first 30 days. So that's 3 active promoters, $2,000 in volume. Pretty easy way to do that is, if you got 3 execs, it's $4.99, they all get their 3 for free. That's how you get to 2,000. Quick math. Any questions on Rising Star Director? Okay, next position is regional director, what we call the Beamer Club. So to hit regional director, your group volume, GQV, has to be $12,500. $12,500. In that position, the average income is showing here is $1,000 to $2,000 a month. And you get your car allowance with that. Now, one quick thing to talk about: when you hit regional director at any position as we move up, you can only have 60% of your volume in one of your active legs. You can't have more than that. So, for example, if I'm a promoter under Celeste, if I have $9,000 in my one leg, she can only count $7,500 of that to hit her position of regional director. The rest of it can come between your other two legs. If you have $6,000 in one leg, you can use all of it, but you can't use more than $7,500 in one leg. And if we could, then everybody could just run that faster on one leg. So you got to balance it out and build your team. It's kind of the logic behind it. Does that make sense?
Y'all understand that?
Yeah. So okay. So you want to go back over it again? So just say April, Janessa, and Sid are my three promoters. April goes out and she gets $8,000 in volume next month. So I can only use $7,500 of that to qualify for the position. I will get paid on all $8,000 of it, but you can only use $7,500 of per leg to get to your $12,500. The rest of it, the other $5,000, has to come between Janessa and Sid. Does that make sense? And we can draw it out.
It's like this.
Yeah.
You know, she gotta have 12,500 to go regional director. If she hit 12,500, but 10,000 is from April alone, she ain't a regional director. Because she can only, her largest leg can only be 60% of her business. 60 of 12.5 is 75. So she's got to build 5,000 outside of, if April's 10,000.
Right. And part of that, as you get into the business, your upline will help you, because we really try to strategize with you. Just say you get a Celeste Reese and a Jamie Bell in one leg, you would get them both at the same time. You want to make sure you keep them separate, because they're so that's part of when you bring in your people, which you may see this later when we talk about waiting room. Just put everybody in your waiting room, and your upline can help you strategize on how to move those people. And sometimes sometimes you may end up putting somebody you didn't know in that leg, but we'll help you with that to make sure you stay balanced.
Don't touch your waiting room without talking to your upline.
Right. Because you can only move it once, and then you'll be mad if you can't go back. So, okay. So Beamer Club, we talked about that.